During the Cold War, I was in the 97th Bomb Wing of the 2nd Air Force. I was, they called it a missile analyst. My primary function for the missile that the B-52s carried, we would have planes in the air constantly with these missiles on board. And they didn't even have to penetrate Soviet airspace. They could launch these missiles, and the missiles could reach any part of the world. My name is Erwin R. Lipsinsky, and I served 6 years in the Air Force, and I received the rank of sergeant. I also served 8 years with the Coast Guard Auxiliary, and I attained the rank of flotilla commander. I was qualified as a sheet metal worker, and I got a job at McDonnell Douglas. Well, actually, it was McDonnell Aircraft then. We're talking 61, 62. My shortest work week in Strategic Air Command was 60 hours. There was times, and all I could do is call my wife and said, look for me when you see me. I'll let you know as soon as I can call again, because this is the last I could contact you for a while, because something's going on. So I grew up in South St. Louis. When I got out of the Air Force, I moved to Arnold. It was a nice place. It's been happy ever since. So I retired from Essex Industries after 38 years of being an aircraft inspector. But 2 years after I was back at McDonnell, I was laid off. So I went to work for a company that subcontracted work for aircraft parts. And because of my training and skills, I was inspecting aircraft parts. This enabled me to buy a sailboat. I went and took a boating safety class from the Coast Guard Auxiliary. And for every boating safety class, there's a little recruitment drive to see if anybody wants to join. And I told them, I said, well, I'm Air Force. And they said, well, yes, but our flotilla has a helicopter. We need somebody to monitor navigation aids on the river to see if any is damaged or off station, any emergencies, any boat that's stranded to. So that was how I got started with the Coast Guard. The really memorable time from the Coast Guard Auxiliary, when I got a thank you from the man's wife that we put in the ambulance from bringing him off the river down to a station where he could be helped. I hope they saved his toe. His toe was cut to the bone. And to hear that thank you was something. And when I was on a parking lot, when I was back in my 70s, and I had my Air Force hat on, and a battery died and needed a battery jump. I was out in nowhere. I'd had to call and wait and everything. And some young man come up. He had this in his car that he could hook up to the battery and press the button and give me a charge. Got it started. I said, I don't know how to thank you enough. And he pointed to my hat and said, you already have. Here's to all you veterans in the Veterans Family Tree. I'm proud to be a member of this blessed fraternity. Here's to all you veterans that fought in all our wars. You did your part and you stayed the course, and you won your battle star. Here's to all the veterans that never went to war. Although you did not fight in battle, you still received a scar. While you stood guard in foreign lands, your mother passed away. You didn't see your child's first steps. You missed your family every day. Loneliness and boredom was your constant enemy. Through it all, you persevered to keep your country free. Here's to all the veterans that never made it home. Here's to all the veterans who now rest in Shalom.